So here we have a nice stand supplied by dormakaba. I'm going to introduce you to Clive Baker from dormakaba, who's going to introduce himself and explain a bit about what dormakaba do and why they're here, and then we'll carry on. Over to you, Clive.
Good morning, everybody. Just really going to give you a very short introduction before we get on to the exciting bit of attacking our padlocks. A little bit of background about dormakaba. The company has a very strong engineering and quality background coming from Switzerland and Germany, but we're also very proud to have a very big footprint in the UK. We have a factory down in Tiverton, which not only gets involved in final assembly, but also a high degree of customization for specific security requirements in general business, but in particular critical national infrastructure, utility businesses, telecom, etc., and of course the rail business. As a company, we offer a complete range of products which can be integrated together, from access control, time and attendance systems, high security mechanical locking, access control, hospitality locking systems at many of the hotels you may have stayed in. But the bit I really want to focus on is my baby within the UK. I'm Director of Security Locking in the UK and Ireland. And our two main product ranges are safe locks, which we're not focusing on today, but also, which we are focusing on, is mechanical locking. And this can come in a range of forms. And as the earlier presenter mentioned, that it's very much a case of putting a package together. Today we're looking at very much physical attack, but again, if keys are easily available, you can defeat the object by opening a lock with a key. So we're very proud of our long history of high security master keyed systems, whereupon keys are virtually impossible to duplicate from normal channels, and they are controlled directly from our factory in Tiverton. The padlocks today, I think, again, as the earlier presenter mentioned, we take great sort of value in working closely with LPCB, and I think when you look at the various tests around internationally, probably this is one of the most realistic tests you can get, because it's not a laboratory test, it's taking real tools that you can buy in hardware shops, tool stations, and attack in a very realistic way. So from our point of view, it's been great working with LPCB to continually enhance the product, but the proof of the pudding's in the eating, as they say, so I'll hand back to Paul, and thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Clive. Okay, so padlocks. Really one of the only locking systems that we actually approve direct as a standalone locking system. So when we approve products to 1175, some of which you'll see later today, like the GRP enclosures, the locking system is actually part of the whole system. So we don't approve the locks that go on the doors just to that product. Padlocks are slightly different. We have a standard LPS 1654 where we do test and approve these products as standalone. So the reason we did that was because a lot of the security products that you're going to see over the next few days at the demonstrations actually utilise these. And those manufacturers, for example, the doors on the GRP, these types of doors, steel doors, timber doors, were spending a lot of time actually testing the locking part of the system rather than the door itself. Although as a whole system it actually has to achieve the security rating, I suppose the door companies, the enclosure companies, didn't want to spend 3 days testing padlocks and 1 day on their own product. So we developed LPS 1654. It has all the same tools as you see along the table and all the same ratings, but the actual padlock itself is physically directly attacked, and we rate it based on it staying onto the staple. In terms of the tests that the guys are going to do, we've got, again, a range of unapproved padlocks along the bottom, and then a range of the Kaba approved range along the top. So Phil and Tommy are going to demonstrate some of the typical tests that we do on padlocks. So over to you guys. So the first one, we have a small padlock here, sold as a security padlock. Typical test that we do at SR2, category B tools, bolt cutter. Away you go, Tommy. So again, each of these tests at category B would be 3 minutes long. And again, we would go around a whole range of methodologies using the combination of the tools to see if we can get the padlock off the staple. No good, Tommy? Okay, thank you. Okay, simple impact test now with a tyre lever, category A tool. although it's a lower level tool, we can, if we start a category, oh, we got it off. Okay, well there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a very high secure padlock, sold as a high security padlock. We're talking a matter of seconds, and actually, as you can see, Tommy's put it back on and it's now locked again. So they might have stolen everything out of it and you wouldn't know they'd gone in. Okay, where are we going next, guys? Okay, we're going to an impact test now on a slightly larger padlock. Again, these tests are not very quiet. And again, that's released. So again, sold as a high security padlock for in your local do-it-yourself store. Okay, that's mainly the impact test. The guy's now going to do some drill tests to try and drill out the cylinder. Again, just a standard 12-volt drill available from all good do-it-yourself stores. So whether it's a fence, a padlock, an enclosure that you're going to see later, the tests just keep going until we're comfortable that we've got sufficient data to make sure that we can't get in. And again, another method to get it off. Okay, thank you, Phil. We go to our final unapproved product here. Again, all these unapproved products are sold as and marketed as security products. Okay, Tommy. So we are talking, ladies and gentlemen, a matter of seconds. Going to lock it back up again, Tommy? That one definitely won't go back together. Okay, they're going to drill out the cam mechanism to try and release the locking mechanism that holds the shackle in place. Again, on this padlock, a brass body, fairly easy to drill, as Phil's now demonstrating. The aim of this test is to drill out the cam that rotates the ball bearings that hold the shackle in place. And we've released it for the second time. Okay, thank you, Phil. Okay, moving away now from the unapproved products, we're going to go to the top row here. So all these range that you see here are approved LPS 1654 padlocks. Again, we do the same sort of test, but you're going to now see the bit of a difference in the result. Okay, Tom? Okay, thank you, Tom. So again, the tests aren't noisy, but actually we put them through a whole range of test program, a rigorous test program to ensure that we can't get in with the tools available. Tom is now going in with the Category B drill. This is the one that replaced the carpenter's hammer, carpenter's drill. We're now gone to a 3.6 volt drill, and Tom is attempting to drill out the cylinder. This padlock here is approved to SR2, equivalent to the B3 now in LPS 1175 issue 8. But clearly you start to see the difference between a padlock that is allegedly secure to the ones that have actually been through the paces and approved to 1654. Again, the process is the same. We use the data to assess the product range. The manufacturers will supply a whole documentation package for the range of padlocks and products they want to have approved, and we will audit those factories to ISO 9000 and our FPC requirements to ensure they continue to make the approved products to the approved design. This doesn't stop them changing the design, but we have strict processes to assess modifications to ensure that the product continues to meet the standard. So far, Tommy's been drilling this for 1 minute. I won't make him go too far, and clearly we're not getting anywhere there. Okay, moving up to the SR3 approved padlock here. Might be a bit noisy, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Okay, Tom. Okay, Tom, thank you. So when we do our test program, obviously you've seen quite a range of tests there. Some are a bit loud, some are the as we call them, the hit and hope tests and see if it comes apart. But a lot of them are actually quite scientific in nature. So we will do a lot of drilling over to Phil if you want to try and drill out the body of the padlock. So again, this is a repeat of the one we saw earlier where we tried to drill the cam mechanism. So by design, dormakaba have eliminated the effectiveness of this test by the material that they've used to make the padlock body out of. We would do the same on the shackle and all elements of the padlock itself to make sure that we can't get in. Okay, Phil, I don't think you're getting anywhere here. Okay, not going to do any tests on the last one here. This is a modified version of the one that Phil's just attacked, except it's got shoulders. They come into play, especially on products like this, where there needs a bit more protection around the lock area to stop gaining access to the shackle. So each of these padlocks will have its use depending on the product that it's going on. But now that they're approved, we can use that data in conjunction with dormakaba, who will allow their end customers to use that data, so the customers don't actually need to repeat all this testing again at their own cost. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that's given a flavour of what we do here at LPCB. Please come and ask any questions. We'll be milling around, and some other of my colleagues are on the stand at the end. There's another demonstration at 12:15. Hope to see you there. Thank you very much.